What's going on, Carolina Panthers Nation? Where do I start? With the 5.2 million that we saved, you would think that our main focus right now would be to find some starters. Alright, so I know most of us have heard the story about our one free agent signing. And I took to Twitter to see what was our reasoning, because anybody who follows us on Bleacher Report, we have someone on Twitter that leaves comments on the decisions we make, and sometimes he'll tell us what the thought process was behind it. So with the 5.2 million that the Carolina Panthers have, the first move we made was to sign a 10-year corner who has never performed in Drayton Florence, who just came from Detroit, whose biggest need is a cornerback. They've been in the mock draft getting cornerbacks as long as I can remember. So why would we feel the need? And on top of that, to make it all worse, he's a nickel cornerback. Okay. So I said, I'm not going to be too hard on the organization because I'm a Panthers fan, and it's not like Marty Hurney has done anything better than this in the past. But for Dave Gettleman's first sign to be a nickel corner, it's really irritating me, and it wouldn't have been as irritating if I wouldn't have got the response I got. The response for why we got Drayton Florence, a 32-year-old corner, nickel corner that, was insurance for Captain Munnerlyn. Okay. So I know every Panthers fan is aware we just lost Chris Gamble, the only real starting corner on our roster. Okay. So we have to replace him. So I'm thinking to myself, we got 5.2 million. Oh, and not just replace Chris Gamble, Josh Norman was pulled in week 6. So that's really 2 starters, because we've already shown that we don't have faith that Josh Norman right now is the answer to be starting at corner. Josh Thomas is 5'8". So what is the reasoning why we are getting a 5'10", 32-year-old nickel corner in support if Captain Munnerlyn walks? Captain Munnerlyn is a nickel corner. If you understand what I'm saying. Why are we putting so much interest into nickel corners when we don't have 2 starters? That is retarded to me. I know everybody gonna have their own opinion of it, but if you get what I'm saying, the Carolina Panthers right now are putting so much faith into a Captain Munnerlyn return at nickel that we haven't realized we don't have 2 starting corners or a starting free safety. With the 5.2 million that we made the bonehead decision to cut James Anderson the other day and releasing Chris Gamble and Ron Edwards, which was 2 good moves. I mean, I don't want to lose Chris Gamble, but I understood the decision. I don't support the James Anderson decision at all. But I said maybe we would do something with the 5.2 million that we cleared up. There are players in free agency right now at the cornerback position who are looking for a new start. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie from the Philadelphia Eagles was being paid $7 million a year. He's a free agent right now. With the $5.2 million a year, he had a drop off in play in Philadelphia, and most of Philadelphia's issues were in-house. Problems with play calling. You will often see players from the Philadelphia Eagles looking around like there was a miscommunication. So I can somewhat put that on coaching, but to the main point, he's a corner looking for a new start, and he can't command main dollar money, as in that $7 million that he was making, because he didn't play up to it. But he's still one of the fastest corners, and if anybody watched this scouting combine, you've seen pure talent. He ran a 4.3 flat. 4.3 flat. He jumped a 38-inch vertical. That's higher than Julio Jones. That's faster than Julio Jones. For example, a talented corner. Even more to the Falcons, Brent Grimes is looking for a new start. He can't command main dollar money because he's coming off a torn ACL injury. That is a quality starter who was a great cornerback when he was playing for Atlanta. He picked off Cam Newton a couple of times for anybody who paid attention. But no, Carolina's main focus right now is Captain Munnerlyn. And I'm sorry to make it seem like I don't like Captain Munnerlyn, but I do like Captain Munnerlyn. But you got to look at, when you're looking at a team, you don't start at nickel corner before you start at starting cornerbacks. Nickel corners are support for slot receivers. Their main objective is to guard a slot receiver. We have to deal with Julio Jones and Roddy White. Why the fuck are we so worried about checking a slot receiver? We need two corners, Carolina. We don't need a slot corner. That's all a nickel cornerback is a slot corner. We are so focused, and all I'm doing is watching teams around us progressing. I know we seen the Tampa Bay move. That shit made me mad. They got Deshaun Gawson. They got Deshaun Gawson for nothing. A safety's high salary right now, you can see, is probably about $8 million a year. Tampa Bay just got him for a 5-year, $41 million deal. That's a great deal. And now I gotta hear this shit when I wake up this morning that Tampa Bay is about to get Darrelle Revis if it comes through. And they have the money. Come on now, they top 3 cap space. So they adding Deshaun Gawson. They already got drafted Mark Barron. And if they add Darrelle Revis, what are we gonna do? We have one receiver who's 33 years old, and we still haven't got a replacement. We still question sometimes whether Brandon LaFell is a capable number 2. But yet, we won't get receiver help. Greg Jennings, coming off an injury, age 30, he's 30 years old. We could get him for a mid-level extension. $5.2 million a year can get you a Greg Jennings. He is not a mainstream receiver. He once was, but he has something to prove. You can at least offer him. Offer a free safety. You see Detroit get Clover Quinn for $4 million a year. Clover Quinn used to play corner, transferred over to safety. He is the highest rated man coverage safety in the NFL. But we didn't even think to go get a free safety because we so stuck in Haruki Nakamura. AKA Bonehead, I can't cover my damn self. We remember the Atlanta play. Let Roddy run all the way down the damn field because he don't know how to play the cover 2. But Carolina is so stuck in their ways that we don't even think about offering a Clover Quinn, a Luis Delmas, a Patrick Chung, a Deshaun Gawson. None of them. We so stuck in our stupid ways. Our team is too talented to be stuck in the same methods that haven't worked as long as I can remember. I don't know about the rest of y'all Carolina Panthers fans, but to me it's starting to really get fed up. We only have but so many draft picks, so what is the thinking? You get, okay, I'll do my own mock draft right now. First round selection. Either Starla Talalelli or you got a defensive tackle Sharif Floyd from Florida. If we don't go that way, we get free safety Kenny Vaccaro if he's there. If we don't go that way, we get Chance Womack, guard from Alabama, if he's there. And last but not least, we get Sheldon Richardson, defensive tackle from Missouri, if he's there. Or if Cordero Patterson, wide receiver from Tennessee, drops, that's who we pick up. And you know what? I'm not even going to make that an issue. But we only have, I believe, out of the 7 rounds, we have 5 draft picks. How many starters do Carolina think they're going to find in that 5 draft picks? We have to sign a free agent. You can probably get 2 quality starters out of those 5 draft picks. Everybody else is developmental, and those draft picks aren't even guarantees. So as a fan right now, I'm wondering, when do we wake up? I love my team. Sign somebody. Just sign a quality starter. You don't have, the $5.2 million is there because that's the money that we have available. Offer somebody. We don't have to break the bank in order to bring in a quality player. Somebody is about to bring in James Anderson, a quality player, at $2 million. James Anderson is making $2 million. That's a quality starter. He's been producing in our system as long as I can remember now. But we are so stuck in our ways that we just keep not offering anybody. No free agent signings as long as I can remember. And every time we do draft a mainstream, we go for these mainstream receivers. Look at the bust. Brandon LaFell, 2nd round pick. He's not a bust, but he's not even qualified as a legitimate starter right now. Another second round pick. Dwayne Jarrett, he retired at age 24. When do Carolina Panthers say to ourselves, okay, maybe we need to make change? So I'm going to see what we do for the next couple of days or so in free agency, but just had to come and talk to y'all and see if y'all understanding that. We have needs. We have right tackle needs. We have right guard needs. But Carolina refuses to offer those people that we could get at a decent price. So Carolina Panthers, Carolina Panthers Nation, I just want y'all to think about what I'm saying and hear me out. I don't want to bash the team, but at some point, when does the team realize that we're bashing ourselves? We're sitting around watching teams around us progress as we stay with the same roster without starters at certain positions, and our secondary is beat up. Charles Godfrey can't carry us by himself. So I just hope that we wake up soon. But on that note, Carolina Panthers Nation, I think I'm going to chime out. Go ahead and sign them out of here because about to blow a gasket, as you can see, man. It's getting serious. I don't want to deal with another bad year. No playoffs when we have talent to where we can make it. You just got to put the pieces around it to make it a success. So on that note, I'm gone, Carolina Panthers Nation. You will be seeing me soon. Keep pounding, man.